So Chad Kruger is a yuppie. This is facts. He's cut his hair, uh, and therefore he's a yuppie. Whatever. This is photographed by Nickleback, and yo, buddy used to run up $1,000 bar tab, okay, on the road. Okay, that doesn't mean he's an alcoholic, because he doesn't drink like that anymore or at all. Let me just say this: if you are into music, then you are also going to have to get high, okay, unless you're Eric Clapton or something like this. Okay, just I'm just going to say that, right? And in fact, music would be the only reason to get high. Let me just say this as well: I'm a Muslim. I'm a Shia Muslim. Like Shia Muslims, like, we don't even, like, the majority of Shia Muslims hold that all music is wrong, or anyway, I'm just rambling right now. Like, music is against my religion, like, to some respects or whatever. But I'm bipolar. This channel at sign bipolar Muslim addict. Uh, I wasn't planning to smoke weed and act crazy. I wanted to actually have some intelligent discourse on here. Anyway, this is photographed by Nickleback. Now, great songwriter, okay? And I want you to pay attention to the fact that they're very progressive, okay? So when he when he sings, like, it keeps changing. Like, you've got things like keys, like a key. So, for example, some people say that Slayer are all in A minor, the key of A minor, and Jim Morrison and the Doors, they're all in A minor. Like, people criticize Slayer and Jim Morrison, this kind of stuff. The same people that say, like, Eddie Vedder can't sing. Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder? Yeah, but he's a fucking live. He's alive. Unlike Lane Staley, rest in peace, Kurt Cobain, rest in peace, and Chris Cornell, rest in peace, the front man of Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and fucking Soundgarden, they're all dead. Eddie Vedder's still alive. Okay, A. B, he sold like 100 million albums, alright? Okay, so it's like this guy from America's Got Talent, Simon McCowan. Like, he says something like, yo, whatever, I've sold 100 million, like, records or whatever. Anyway, so this is a great song. I love Nickelback, 2 or 3 songs at least. Like, this song is amazing. And progressive is like this. Like, you change keys. Like, a traditional song, kids, is like this: verse, chorus, verse. Then you have a break or a solo. Like, you have some kind of change after the second verse. Then you come back to verse, chorus, this kind of thing. Progressive music was essentially more or less made famous or whatever. Like, classical music has everything, so let's just, like, that's what that is. But progressive music as such are bands like Yes, like the 60s rock band Yes, the Canadian super band Rush, like, from the same era. Progressive is not verse, chorus, things like this. It's not that. It just keeps changing. And that's why it's called progressive. And then B, the keys change and things like this. Now, what's nice about this guy, Chad Kruger, and his songs, at least the ones I like this song I like, I don't mind, like, this is, like, I may not put that video on here, but I'm probably going to put, like, someday on here, like, on this channel. And you're probably wondering, like, yo, this guy was meant to be singing a song, and why is he talking? Yo, if you don't like what I'm doing, then you can always go away, right? I don't mind just saying that, like, I do these videos for me. I don't do them for anyone else. But these goddamn songs, they keep changing. Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. And then he goes up and then down. And then, yo, it's not just your standard. A standard song is like, it's like the Napalm Death line. Napalm Death, right? Grindcore band. English, one of my favorite bands. The guy says in one of his songs, like, you come to us and criticize about our music, right? You judge us as a waste of time, like this kind of stuff. And just annoys your shallow view, an opinion I find misconstrued. Then he says, there's probably more thought in what we do than a large part of what appeals to you. This goddamn line is so amazing, because he doesn't say, like, we put more thought into our music than you. He says probably, and then he says a large part. So now, if you have a song that's just like the same goddamn refrain again and again and again, unless you're Killing Joke. Uh, Whatever, I'm just rambling right now, but this is Photograph, and just try and notice what I'm trying to say is it's progressive in my mind, because it's not like he sings and he goes up and down and all over the place, and it's so beautiful. So have I lost it? Has it gone? I don't know where it is. Oh, this is, oh god, this is like Zombie up next, I suppose. Not really. So here we go. Oh, look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How your eyes get so red. What the hell is on? This is where I grew up. I think the president ought to fix it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hard to see up. This is where I went to school. Most of the time I had things to do. Criminal record says I broke it twice. I must have done it half a... Oh God. I know if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Life's better now than it was back then. If I was them, I wouldn't let me in. Oh God, no. Every memory is looking at the back door. I have a photo album spread out on my back plate. Oh, it's hard to say it, time to say it. Get cut back. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of a friend that I was looking for. It's hard to say it, it's hard to say it. Get cut back. Oh God! Remember the old arcade? Blew every dollar that we ever made. The cops seen us hanging out. They say somebody was murdered down. We used to listen to the radio and sing along with every song we know. We said somebody will find us you to sing over. Yo, I'm learning the lyrics. Came the first girl I kissed. I was so nervous I nearly missed. She's had a couple of kids since then. I haven't seen her since God knows when. Oh God. Every memory of looking out the back door. I have a photo of me standing on my back door. It's hard to say it, hard to say it. Get back. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of the... Yo, it's just, I'm just not feeling it. I'm gonna give you a 2-in-1, right? And yo, I'm gonna play Someday. Yo, I'm gonna play Someday. I used to sing this. I've been singing this for my wife forever. My wife just showed me some obscure memorabilia from 2017. Ever since I was diagnosed bipolar, guys, in 2011 November, and destroyed my life, I've been smoking weed. I can't stop smoking it, and I'm not going to stop smoking it until I leave Canada. I realize this. There's no question about it. I can't stop smoking it. Like, why do I smoke it? I don't fucking know what to tell you. I smoke it. Like, I smoke it. I don't know what to tell you, and I shouldn't. I smoked like less than half a joint, by the way, and I didn't sleep. I drank coffee and I stayed awake and all this kind of shit because I'm trying to find a place. This is my wife's place, right? And she's told me like years ago, and she's just a kind-hearted angel and whatever. Like, she's told me years ago that we need to move on from each other and like whatever, right? So I'm looking for a place, and this is Someday by Nickleback. So she showed me this thing from way back when, like 2017, and I said to her, well, sweetie, this is the last time that you're going to have to be working your butt off or whatever. Like, I'm telling you what, guys, like, unless you do music, like, drugs are shit to begin with. Weed is a waste of time. I'm the guy to tell you this. I'm addicted to weed. Okay, whatever that fuck that means. Like @bipolar Muslim addict. Yo, this channel, by the way, @bipolar Muslim addict. YouTube.com/@bipolar Muslim addict. So if you think of me when you're bored, then that's where you're gonna find me. You can also find some strange and stupid shit at youtube.com/@a rational Muslim. So there is some guy called a rational Muslim, like youtube.com/a rational Muslim. Some guy with a beard, and he's got less subscribers and less views than me, of course. I noticed like youtube.com/@a rational Muslim. This was last year. I was out of my gourd. My wife was in Colombia. Mi esposa es colombiana, como tú sabes, perhaps. And so she was not here, and I tell her that like the reason I don't smoke weed, or that she's the only one who can save me from like this whole thing, or I gotta leave the country. I'm gonna get my passport and I'm gonna leave. I can't stay here. I gotta go to Iran or something, or Pakistan. I can't do this. Like it's not working out. Like whatever. Like this may be entertaining to you, and this is a long video. I know, 11 minutes. But this is a great song. So my wife showed me this promise I made her, like whenever, and she just showed it to me right now, whatever. But I've told her that I'm going to win, and I don't know if I am or not, but you have to say you're going to win. Thank you to my friend Joe Morganti, YouTube viewer, who sent me this book, by the way, called You Are What You Say. I mentioned on one of my videos on youtube.com/@a rational Muslim. @ in a fucking URL, by the way, www. Yo, there should not be an @ in a www, in a URL, Universal Resource Locator. Guys, that's YouTube trying to be like Twitter, and they should fucking stop it. And what they should be happy about is that TikTok is not really where it's at, and what is this, Vine? All these other video platforms have not worked out, and Facebook video is not really, like YouTube has killed it, right? So they should just be happy with that, and they should not have put @ everywhere, and I'm not happy about that. Anyway, so you can Google me if you're interested in more bizarre crap. youtube.com/Zaidiboy, Zaidiboy, or you can just Google Zaidiboy. You can get in touch with me if you like. I'm locked out of half of that stuff, and like I'm even locked out of my LinkedIn. I'm a tech guy, and I have like the worst time with tech, of course. I'm locked out of my. I'm finally back into my Facebook, by the way. So if you want to hit me up on Facebook, and now that you're here and it's 13 minutes, I'm going to give you this little nugget. If you want, I have 3.6K Facebook friends. Like I used to have 4,500 Facebook friends, and now it's 3,600. And the maximum for your personal profile page on Facebook is 5,000. And like, as a marketer, like this is a no-brainer. Like if you have a Facebook profile, you should have thousands of fucking friends, right? So the way you do that, guys, if you're listening and watching this, I used the number 13, which is I sent out a friend request to everyone with whom I shared 13 or more friends, according to the algorithm, which is all lies. Like I've got half of Kurdistan on my goddamn Facebook, like as Facebook friends. No idea why. Like there's some guy in Kurdistan and I have 50 shared friends with him. This is called total shit. It's called lies, and it's an obvious thing, and it points to the fact that it's funny to me that people go after Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook and like Microsoft. Microsoft is something else. Like Microsoft, I'm an Oracle guy, okay, and I'm a Steve Jobs guy, rest in peace. Microsoft in big tech is called the evil empire, and I just will say this, like if you go to youtube.com/Zaidiboy, Zaidiboy, my original YouTube channel, I've got like hundreds of videos on there, almost 1,000, like 700 plus videos. I've got like lots of clicks and lots of views. I've got like lots of views and lots of clicks, and that's why I've gotten what I wanted to out of YouTube, guys. I urge you to start like a channel yourself, or start a podcast on Anchor.fm, like Gary V says, @ Gary V. follows me on Twitter, by the way, and so do the Liberal Party. So does the Liberal Party of Canada, and so does some guy called Gavin Bush. I don't know what to do with Twitter. Like I've got like a few hundred followers, and a lot of them are a big deal, right? And for some reason, it's just not working for me anymore. Like I used to be able to like grow on Twitter. Like I don't like what Elon Musk is doing with Twitter. I don't like the X. Like I love Elon Musk, by the way. I hero worship this guy, and I had an article. I'll try and put it in the description. It's probably not going to happen, but it might be there, like, because I changed some URLs. But bit.ly/ Elon Musk is mad with capital first letter and hyphens. Elon hyphen Musk hyphen is hyphen mad. I wrote a blog post about Elon Musk. That's how much I hero worship this guy. So please don't think that like some guy with a goddamn measuring cup for audio, like, and you're watching him because like he's such a retard and he's fascinating to you on some level because he represents what you abhor. ABHOR, children, Alpha Bravo Hotel October Radio. Abhor means to hate. Guys, create content, and people will find your shit, and it's very cool. So this is Someday. I used to sing this to my wife, and I still do, which is someday I'll make it all right. That's every guy's dream. Guys, by the way, it's a fact. You cannot make your wife happy or your woman. My wife said this like 10 years ago. I've got a YouTube video where she explains this. If you go to youtube.com/ZAIDIDOY, I don't know what the fuck you would search for in there, but there's my wife's on there. There's a Colombian playlist, and then I think there's a playlist called Babe and Tati, like the dog, or old Shih Tzu. So now, anyway, I'm just gonna play this song. I'm just rambling. I am slightly baked. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I'll tell you what it is, guys. Like this thing, I want to write. Like I'm finishing up a book. bit.ly/sales without selling, under like lowercase and then hyphens. bit.ly/sales lowercase hyphen without lowercase hyphen selling lowercase. So that's my new Kindle book, and it's not on Kindle yet, but it's gonna be, God willing, in a week or two. I just have to I'd like to go through it and reread it and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if I should, but I want to. It's like 150 plus pages. It's 55,000 words, and I'm very proud of it. And I actually want to write a book about addiction as well. And one of the things with addiction is, it's not just when you're feeling bad that you use. Like, I'm so fucking pissed off at myself. It's like, I don't understand why I did this. And I'm bipolar, and I haven't slept, and I feel like I am manic, and I'm gonna, like, I got medication right here. I'm gonna be taking this shortly here. So anyway, I'm rambling a bit, but yeah. So sometimes you do drugs or weed, for me, when everything is fine. Like, this is the weirdest thing. Like, so a big reason that you do drugs, if you do drugs, by the way, and a lot of people do drugs, and that might be drinking, it might be pills, these kinds of things, or God forbid, like hard drugs. Like, if you do something like ecstasy, kids, and you crush it, or MDHA or some shit like this. Now, these things are not like heroin or some fucking thing like crack or something. But ecstasy, please don't think that ecstasy is safe and good. And I'm just gonna say one fucking thing to you. Any kind of drug that you put in your body, your body will produce the opposite reaction. So let's just, like, plain and simple. So it's not gonna work. So if you take any kind of drug to feel good, your body is going to make sure you feel bad, because that's what it does. Like, so if you take something like cocaine, weed is like cocaine in a way, because basically it has to do with dopamine. So, like, there's something called dopamine. It's a feel-good fucking reward, pleasure kind of goddamn like chemical in your brain. So the reason everyone is looking at their phones the whole time is because we get dopamine hits. Whenever anyone likes one of your videos or comments on one of your Facebook posts or some bullshit like this, you get a dopamine hit. Whenever you get an email from someone who's actually thought about you and took the time to reach out to you, you get a dopamine hit. So how about this, guys? It feels great when people reach out to you, right? So you should be the guy that reaches out to others. So I just finished another book about La Cosa Nostra. Sonny Francesi. God is great. Like I'm on bail right now, and I'm so worried about the fact that I may go back to jail, and it's killing me. And then of course I listened to fucking Sonny Francesi's story. I know it's pronounced Franzese. I don't give a fuck if it's pronounced Franzese. I don't give a shit. I pronounce it Francesi, and in any case, it doesn't matter. Like, the reason I butcher this name is because of Michael fucking Francesi. Guys, I have a podcast about La Cosa Nostra. Last year I was baked out of my gourd. I mistitled it. I called it Gangsta Talk FM. But I consider myself an expert on La Cosa Nostra, and this is of course like a huge digression. It's 21 minutes, and I don't know what you're thinking when you clicked on this video. If you clicked on this video and it says Nickleback songs and it's 20 minutes long, you should have realized something was fishing, like my wife would say. Something was out of whack. Guys, Sonny fucking Francesi, okay, is a fucking rat, eh? The fact that so Anchor.fm / Gangsta Talk FM, Anchor.fm / Gangsta, lowercase or whatever, hyphen talk hyphen FM. I am very proud of my episodes that I put on this podcast, although I was out of my gourd, baked out of my gourd. And unfortunately, when I'm baked and bipolar and I start getting manic, I start feeling like I'm a mafiosi. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, for some fucking reason, I have a very deep connection to this life. Alright? Like, La Cosa Nostra. People have asked me, are you Italiano? I say, pendejo. Mi esposa es colombiana. Yo soy pakistaño. Mi cuerpo es pakistaño. Pero mi corazón es, por supuesto, como mi esposa, colombiana, right? Colombiano. So, I'm not Italian. As far as Italy goes, fucking fascism and fucking pedophiles. Okay? You've got the Pope. P for pedophile, P for Pope. Catholics, they're fucking rapists. Do you understand, guys? So Catholics rape people. They rape children right now because they tried raping women back, like the Salem witch hunt, by the way, it was not what the Catholics did back then with the witches. This goddamn thing was not just New England and New Hampshire or whatever, or like this small village like near Walden or Boston or whatever. Guys, 40,000 women and 40 fucking years is how long this thing went on. The Catholics raping and killing and torturing women. Like, unspeakably. Like, I'm just gonna put it that way. Like, these church, like, people, like, the church people, like, these fucking church people, like, Catholics. They raped women. I can't tell you. Like, imagine having a red hot poker shoved up your ass or something like this. This is what they did. They were Catholics, okay, are basically the only fucking thing that can surpass Catholicism and the Catholic Church in terms of pure evil is corporations. Okay, not even neocons. Neocons are shit. Anyway, this is a photograph. I'm rambling. Guys, drugs are shit. And I just want to say that, like, either you're an addict or you're not an addict. And non-addicts don't get addicts. And addicts do get non-addicts. Addicts do appreciate people who don't, like, it's like this. Either you're straight. Okay, so Sonny Francesi, by the way, 50 fucking years this guy got. He got 50 fucking years. When he was released, Sonny Francesi, so Michael Francesi and Sammy Gravano, they're both on YouTube right now. They're fucking rats. They're shit. Like, on my Anchor.fm, like, fucking podcast, like Gangsta Talk FM, Anchor.fm / Gangsta hyphen Talk hyphen FM. I actually, like, incite violence, or I commit a crime. I say like I want to get not Michael Francesi. Michael Francesi, I hadn't realized back then. I was on the fence last year when I was making these podcasts about La Cosa Nostra, and so I consider myself a goddamn. I must say an expert, like in as much as try me, fucking try me. The Black Hand, Lucky Luciano, Sicilian Vespers, Joe Bonanno, Man of Honor, Rudy Giuliani, like Carlo Gambino, like these guys, like. Anyway, Russell Buffalino is the guy, by the way, and Sam Giancana is the way. Fucking Scarfo, how about that? Scarfo, we need a movie. Anyone out there? If you want to write a movie, then if you're interested in getting into movies, into the movie business, guys, fuck or forget about like film school and art school or whatever this shit is. Like, goddamn, like listen, if you want to get into special effects or some shit like this, or choreography or cameras, this is another thing. But if you go to acting school to become an actor, or you go to film school to create films, then you're sucking eggs. What you got to do is write a script. So, for example, Oliver Stone, or you take someone like Sylvester Stallone, you take someone like Francis Ford Coppola, many of the greatest, James Cameron, right? James Cameron wrote the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie True Lies, among other things. Like, you write. You want to get into movies, you write a script. For some odd reason, it often happens, I don't know why, like it is. Like, I consider myself a movie buff, and I know a lot about the movie business, whatever that might mean. I mean, I've done some movie work, like the movie Traffic. There was a pilot for the TV show Traffic, and I spent a day like as an extra, like in Vancouver, like whatever, like on the set of this thing, whatever that means. But I consider myself like knowledgeable in movies. Let's put it this way: I consider myself an expert, as it were, in La Cosa Nostra. Expert in the sense of whatever, as far as non-Sicilian, as much as a non-Sicilian can be, in as much as I get it. And I can talk about it, and I'll just say that I'll just say this. Like I mentioned Sonny, the book Sonny Francesi, Francis. He's the guy about whom John Gotti, the late and great, rest in peace. Every time you mention Sonny Francesi or Francis or whatever he's called, rest in peace. He's a tough guy. John Gotti would put his eyes down and say, tough guy. Sonny Francesi did 50 goddamn years, and he never ratted, ever, is what he's famous for. And thank God, like, I finally listened to this audiobook, and it wasn't in a row. And it was 50 years he got for some strange-ass bullshit. Bank robberies, something like this. Right, so apparently he organized some bank robberies, or he had something like this. Now, Sonny Francesi, he was into extortion, and I'm going to say, like, as far as I'm concerned, he's the only guy I would give a pass to for that. And I want to say this, like, gangster versus mobster and man of honor. Okay, so now with these guys, La Cosa Nostra, I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's just on my mind. I listened to this book. I'm scared of going back to jail for a month or two. Sonny goddamn Francesi spent 50 years in jail. By the way, you can go onto YouTube. 2017, when he was released at age 100, he was the oldest inmate. And you can see the CBS special. Like they cornered him, and like, he was such a solid guy. He never, I don't know what to say. Like, he's a legend because he never ratted on nobody. Everyone ratted on this guy. Like, Michael Francesi, for example, the guy who you go and you watch his shit on YouTube, as well as Sammy Gravano, both of these guys are rats, and both of them are shit, as far as I'm concerned. Francesi, by the way, 2 reasons or 3 reasons. First of all, I mean, the fact that they're talking about La Cosa Nostra, this is a big red flag. Someone who's making a name off of talking about something that he promised not to talk about. I mean, either you gotta be like this guy, John A. I like this guy a lot. Like, listen, kids, if you're into La Cosa Nostra and mafiosi shit, My take on it is either listen to some of my shit, anchor.fm/gangsta hyphen talk hyphen FM, or John Alite, Alite. He was one of John Gotti's guys. He wrote a book. I didn't like the fact that he seemed to be, you know, basically like, just like, what is this? He wrote a book because he was one of John Gotti's guys, and it's like almost like, on the one hand he's like, that in itself is like whatever, right? Like, why don't you do your own thing instead of making money off of someone else's name, or just like whatever that is. But John A, like, in the book, I think it's called Gotti's Rules. Oh yeah, it is called Gotti's Rules, and I've listened to a little bit of it, and I didn't like it because I respect John Gotti highly. Don't ask me why. I could tell you, but I haven't thought about it myself. I just respect him highly. Well, I mean, he didn't rat either. Like, John Gotti, I like John Ali, and I urge you to watch his videos, and you might find a video where he talks about how John Gotti, rest in peace, late and great, he died of cancer, like choking on his own fucking spit in prison, like for years. Like, he did some time, some big time. He never ratted on anyone. Again, his goddamn wife turned on him, his kids turned on him. Fucking Sammy the Rat Gravano, who's on YouTube, and he gets 2 and 3 million hits for some of his shit. He fucking sold out his boss, by the way, and he's a rat, and he's shit. And the commission, like, would have killed this guy a long time ago, like, if it wasn't for John Gotti saving him, for among other reasons, like goddamn Sammy @ Gravano the Bull on Twitter, right? And it's like, I just hate this guy. Like, what do I have to do with all of this? I don't know. I'll explain some of this, like, presently. 31 minutes, and whatever. Thank you for watching, if you're watching this. Guys, and I am going to sing this fucking song, so fuck yourself if you think I'm not, or I'm going to forget. And by the way, if you want to upload videos onto YouTube longer than 15 minutes, it's pretty easy. You just have to verify your account, and you need a phone number for that. And again, I urge you to create content. I mean, the simple reason is that everyone has stuff inside of them that they need to get outside of them. They need to get it out. And that's A. And part B is, nobody has time for your shit. Like, my wife doesn't have time for my shit. My family, nobody. Like, so if you're listening to this, that's how much I value you, dear viewer. Like, you're my therapy, and you're my, like, guy. Like, as in my deepest thoughts. I mean, not like deepest, darkest, but just this shit that I'm saying, like, just going around in circles and rambling. Yeah, so I smoked some weed yesterday, and I'm not surprised. I'm taking these high-end vitamins, and I know if I take them, so weed makes me, triggers my bipolar mania, and then high-end vitamins, like some have in the past, or supplements, and then like some chemicals, like, so, like, high-end, like, there's something called green smoke. It's like a high-end e-cigarette, green smoke. That fucking thing triggered my mania back in 2010, bipolar mania. So I just want to, like, repeat again, now that I'm talking about this crap. Guys, drugs are shit. Like, drugs are total shit. Like, I'm a guy who doesn't even believe in pills, or even, like, the healthcare industry for the most part. Your doctor, for example, doesn't know that, like, carrots are good for your eyesight, or the sun gives you vitamin D, or anything like this. Like, let's put it this way: your doctor, your MD, your physician, your family doctor, this fucking guy, he doesn't know about nutrition. He doesn't know about like, vegetables and things like this. Like, do you understand? That's weird. Like, so 7 fucking years, like, these guys go to med school, and all they learn is, like, body parts, and then big pharma shit. Big pharma shit is like this, right? So I used to work for Oracle Corporation, sister company of Computer Associates, or rather CA.com, formerly known as Computer Associates. I work for them both, and that's big tech, and Oracle is Uncle Larry. And like Uncle Larry says, as far as Microsoft goes, I think I mentioned Microsoft. Oh yeah, Microsoft, if you go to youtube.com/ZAIDIBOY, I've got a couple of videos. I think I talk about this story. I haven't talked about it, like, conclusively, and I'm going to come back to it sometime, like how, more or less how Bill Gates ostensibly fucked Steve Jobs over. He fucked him over. So Apple Computer was a $300 million company. Microsoft was a $30 million company. Just like the States and Canada, like 10 times, like differential of 10x, right? So Apple was the shit back when. So Microsoft simply was a company that produced software for Apple computers. That's how Microsoft started. So Apple Computer basically created like modern computing in as much as desktop computing. Like that's all Steve Jobs, right? And not to mention Pixar, not to mention iPhones and iPads and all this other shit that he did. Anyway, so now, if you didn't know, then I'm just gonna say this: like, Apple was going to create the Windows. Like, what is called Windows is Windows is shit. Let me just say this: like the operating system, and if you use it, then I'm sure you know well and good that it's total shit. Among other things, like if you've got Windows 10, it's going to force you to buy a new computer. It's going to force you to buy a new computer. Like it's like Moore's law, right? This famous law in technology. Every 18 months, the power of computers doubles and the price halves. The price becomes half. So now, Windows, among other things, and Google is the same, by the way. Like Larry Page and Sergey Brin of Google, they fucked Steve Jobs over as well by creating, by working with Samsung, and like they screwed him. Like the first Samsung tablet that came out, and Steve Jobs, the late and great, rest in peace, he sued them. The judge, I'm pretty sure this was Steve who set this up. Like the judge called the all like the defense and whatever, the prosecution, like the two sets of lawyers, not defense and prosecution, but Steve Jobs, when he put out the iPad, like Samsung produced a tablet that was identical to the iPad, and that was, of course, Larry Page and Sergey Brin of Google fucking Steve Jobs over. As far as I'm concerned, and I think this would be the thing, or correct me if I'm wrong, or look it up, or go suck an egg, or call your mom, or go fly a kite, or go to Tofino and surf, because you can actually surf there. Or if you're in Toronto, think about surfing or something like this on like parasailing. Like what is this thing? Like the lake, right? The lake. Winter's coming, guys. I can't believe it's almost winter again. Guys, I'm gonna try and wrap this up here very quickly. All I was trying to say is that Xerox Labs, not Xerox, but there's a division of Xerox called Xerox Labs. They created the first Windows GUI, graphical user interface, and a mouse. Steve Jobs gets a phone call, ring ring, yeah, we got something here you might want to take a look at. He's like, whatever, okay, sure, fuck, let's go. So Bill Gates, I don't know why he took Bill Gates over, because this is how he ended up getting screwed. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were invited or went over to Xerox Labs. Now, bear in mind, like these guys, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, like especially after Windows and Microsoft exploded, these guys like were in their 20s, and it was the 80s, and they were millionaires, and it's technology and the age of computers. These guys were like rock stars, more or less, like rock stars, like celebrity status, like plus. Like nowadays, Mark Zuckerberg, I feel sorry for this guy, and I get pissed off that people give him so much shit. A, he's a kid, and B, he's kicking ass, right? If you fucking go after Microsoft, it's a shit product, and it crashes 7 times a day, and it's total shit, and it's tied into fucking, like, this whole fucking thing of, like, yo, you need to upgrade your Windows and get new Windows because you need a new computer and all this kind of shit. You don't, like, for the last 10 years, you probably wouldn't have needed a new computer or anything like this. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, how can I put it to you? Like, last year I had not 1, but 2, if not 3 iPhone 6s. I was trying to go retro, and it didn't work out because of the same thing. Google, by the way, is in the phone business, as you know, guys. So Google has Pixel, and it's hardware, and they've got phones. So Google like my wife, among other things, she wants me, like she's always giving me like impossible tasks, and they're generally easy things, but they never seem to work out for whatever reason. So she's asked me to download some stuff from YouTube, like music, onto her phone. There used to be something called TubeMate, tubemate.net. You might even be able to visit the website. It appears to me that Google has shut down or bought out or paid off pretty much everyone, or somehow locked down all technology. I can't find it. I don't know if you guys, if anyone is listening to this ramble, if anyone can find something. They're called like a YouTube downloader. Like if you go to some of these websites and they're so scammy and they'll send you to different places and try and download malware onto your fucking computer. Yo, tubemate.net, you used to be able to download YouTube videos, and you could download them without the video and just the music, these kinds of things, and put it on your phone. And now this is next to impossible. Like with an iPhone, like I'm not an iPhone guy, like all power to Steve Jobs, but I'm not really a Macintosh guy. Like I'm a Chromebook guy, for whatever that's worth. And I had a MacBook Air, my wife has a MacBook Air, and whatever, it's like too fucking hard to learn after Windows, and it's too locked down. Like, in fact, that's what I was saying about Xerox Labs and Apple and Windows. So Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, okay, they are invited. Apple computers in Cupertino, I believe, in it's a city in fucking like Silicon Valley, obviously San Francisco. So Xerox Labs is probably around there somewhere. So Bill Gates or whatever. So Bill Gates and Microsoft. That's in Redmond, in Seattle / the state of Washington. Right. So Redmond, and then he flies down to Cupertino, and they both go over to Xerox Labs. And the Xerox Labs guys, they have this computer terminal, and it's got a window on it, like a GUI, graphical user interface. It's a window, and then they've got a mouse, like this rudimentary fucking thing. It's like a wire connected to this box. I don't know if I had a ball on it or buttons or whatever. And they're like, what is this? And they showed them. And Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, they lost their gourd. They're like, what? They saw like the dollar signs, and like they both were blown away. And I'm pretty sure that they would have said to these guys, like, what? Like, you don't want to, like, market this stuff? Like, Xerox said, no, we don't want to market this stuff. So Apple, they agreed, like, I don't know what happened, right? And I haven't read up on it, but, like, whatever. Like, this is what happened. Like, I mean, when I say I don't know what happened, it's like, I've been on the fence about saying Bill Gates screwed Steve Jobs, but I think I'm going to say it today. Bill Gates did screw Steve Jobs, because the agreement or the understanding, or at least what Steve Jobs thought, was that Apple Computer was going to build the first Windows operating system, as in, like, whatever, an operating system and graphical user interface, aka Windows, like, because of course, like, Apple computers have Windows. Like, when you open up, like, your MacBook Air or Macintosh computer, whatever, like, they're Windows. That's what it is. Like, then Microsoft called it Windows, but it's a GUI, graphical user interface, in the mouse. So, by the way, Apple, the operating system, iOS, and like what is it called, Leopard, and all these operating systems that Apple has, they are, I don't know how to explain this. They don't have. There's no viruses, as far as I know, on Apple computers. Do you know this, or have you thought about this? And they are secure, as in they're so secure that the FBI needs to go to Apple to hack these phones. If they find phones, like if they raid a terrorist bunker and they find iPhones, they can't unlock them. And Windows crashes like up to 7 times a day. Is the statistic. It's gonna start acting up. Anyway, so the agreement or understanding was that Apple is going to create this thing, and Microsoft was just a Apple vendor. It created software for Apple computers. So Bill Gates went away and he fucked Steve Jobs over, and he put out Windows in like 6 months. It's total shit. It's like insecure. It's got patches, and it's just shit. It's just crap. It's just a crap. It's the worst operating system on the planet. more or less, Windows, right? So you've got Linux, you've got Unix, you've got AIX, you've got mainframes, you've got all kinds of shit, you've got servers. Any fucking Windows, iOS is shit. Like, for example, if you go to hospital computers, or if you go to your ATM, your bank, like nothing mission critical or serious in this world, in the world of business, like from rocket ships to factories to fucking banks to anything, none of that is run on Windows. Just so that's clear. Microsoft has been trying to like make a play for like, Windows Server and all this shit, but listen, there's all kinds of operating systems out there. There's something called AIX, for example, and there's Unix and then Linux and these kinds of things, and they are secure and they don't crash. Like Unix/Linux has a downtime, or rather an uptime of 99.9999%, something like this. The stated downtime of Unix is 5 minutes in 1 year. In 1 year, you can expect the Unix system to fail or go down for 5 minutes. Windows, the statistic again is 7 times in a goddamn day it will crash. So Apple Computer was going to create Windows and mice and all this shit. And God is great, and what happened. If I suppose I do have to say that Windows is easy to use and these kinds of things, although what I'm getting at is like Microsoft Windows should not exist ostensibly, but for the fact that Steve Jobs took fucking Bill Gates to a goddamn meeting and took him into his confidence, and they saw this thing at Xerox, and the Xerox guys, it's just like IBM, like Sir Watson, Bill Watson, founder of IBM or something. Like computers, he said like something like a crazy, like in 1910 or something like this, 100 years ago, he said we don't envisage a worldwide market for computers of more than 50 or some crazy crap like this. So it's the same thing with Xerox. Like, they created Windows. Like they created the GUI, graphical user interface. It was all command line until then. Like the DOS, disk operating system, that's Microsoft, right? And it's like just command lines. And then that's software. And then of course the computers were all Macintosh. So now imagine a world with no Windows. On the one hand, it would be hard because Apple technology and software is way more expensive than Windows, right? Because it's premium stuff and it's good shit and it's not crap. Now Windows, on the other hand, like the computing revolution that started in the 80s has been on the back of Windows. And the funny thing is, it's just a shit operating system. So I guess the jury's out as to whether Windows was good for planet Earth or not. But the fact is that Bill Gates did screw Steve Jobs over. Now there is a documentary on Netflix called Inside Bill's Brain about Bill Gates. Let me just make this very clear. I'm a goddamn guy with this measuring cup for audio, okay, talking to you because you're a loser like myself, and like you're fixated on something about me, which is I don't know what, or you're listening, or maybe I should be more appreciative, and I am, like whatever, like you're listening. If you're listening to this, I don't know why you are, but thank you. Bill Gates is a great guy, and he's a billionaire and whatever, and he changed the world and all these kinds of things. So if I take a shot at Bill Gates, like I admire this man on a personal level, okay? I just don't like Microsoft. Let's just make that clear. So that's what that is. This is Nickleback, and this is Someday. All right. So thanks for watching. I don't know why the fuck you would like watch all this and listen to this rambling nonsense. But let me just say this: create content. Okay, so you can blog. Okay. Okay, it's just like journaling, but you put it online. If you have a Gmail account, you've also got a Blogger account. In Canada, it's Blogspot. Blogspot was acquired by Blogger. By the way, Evan Stone, who founded Twitter, also founded Blogger, this kind of thing. Blogger, the first blogging platform, was founded by the same guy who founded Twitter, and Twitter is microblogging, whatever. And I don't like what Elon Musk is doing with it, by the way. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit. Thanks for watching, whatever. How the hell did we end up? What hell did we end up like this? Why weren't they able to see the signs that we missed? And try to turn the tip lately and shoot and crack your face and unpack your suit. Lately there's been too much of this, but don't think it's too late. Nothing's wrong, just as long as you know. But someday, somehow, I'm gonna make it alright. Now, right now, I know you're what you're the one who knows that. Someday, somehow, I'm gonna make it alright. Just not right now. I know you're what where. Well, I hope that since we're here anyway, that we can end up saying things we've always needed to say, so we can end up staying right out like this. A paperback novel as we write in anything like this. Hollywood horror, nothing's wrong, just as long as you know that someday I will. Someday, somehow, I'm gonna make it alright, just not right now. I know you're wondering, you're the only one who knows that. Someday, somehow, not right now. I know you're wondering where. Yo. So we might as well do like this goddamn thing as well. I never like this song for some reason. Like this reminds me of my first goddamn Canadian girlfriend, like Becky, because it's like the same time era. I was never into this song, but now I am. It's a good song. So this is How You Remind Me, just to make it a 3-for-1. Thanks for watching. I'm trying to learn the lyrics of these things, eh? Guys, create content. Create a goddamn podcast on Anchor.fm. Yo, create a podcast on Anchor.fm. Create a YouTube channel, like these kinds of things. By the way, you are hooked on your friends liking your cat pictures on Facebook. When some guy like who you don't know in a different country comes to your YouTube channel and says, this is some fucking shit, yo, this is great, that feeling is exponentially better than this thing of you and your Facebook fake friends. Again, if you send out a friend request to everyone with whom you share 13 or more friends, it used to be 13, I mean I would say 7, 8, 9. If you send friend requests to people with whom you share 7, 8, 9, 10 or above friends, they will usually accept it, and you can get like 1,000 and thousands of friends this way, all right? Okay, so this is How You Remind Me, all right? Nice lyrics. I'm trying to learn them. Never made it as a wise man, I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing, tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick and sour of sense of feeling, and this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what I really am. This is how you remind me of your. It's not like you to say sorry. I was waiting for a different story. This time I'm mistaken for her. You were heartbreaking, and I've been wrong. I've been down. I've been to the bottom of every bottle. These 5 words in my head scream, are we having fun yet? Hey, are we having fun yet? Yo, it's not like you to say sorry, asshole. I know I didn't know that. I said I love you and I swear I still do. It must have been so bad, 'cause living loving was like I near killed you. And this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what you're. It's not like you to say sorry. I was waiting for a different story. This time I'm mistaken for having you a heartbreaker. Been wrong, I've been down, I've been almost every bottle. There's 5 words in my hands. Are we having fun yet? Yo, 55. Yo, I'm gonna stop this at 1 hour. Yeah. I'm gonna stop this thingy at 1 hour, which gives me about enough time to play this amazing song by Nirvana called Very Ape. Yo, if you ever need, rest in peace, Kurt Cobain. If you ever need, this is song number 1, side 2 in Utero, which quote unquote was not a bad album. He was happy with it. Kurt Cobain, rest in peace. He liked the album. All right, so I'm gonna try and stop this video at 1 hour, and this is Very Ape. If you ever need, if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask someone else first. I'm too busy acting like I'm not naive. Yo. If you ever need it, this goddamn, it's such a great song. Like, he's the master of these simple fucking riffs that kill it. Oh, yo, no. I'm buried to my neck, contradiction 95. I take pride as the king. I'm very ape and very nice. I'm very ape and very nice. Very Ape. Song title? If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask someone else first. I'm too busy acting like I'm not naive. I see it all. I was here first. Yo, this is a pretty hard song, right, guys? Out of the sun, out of the sun, out of the sun, quit to the dead. Thanks for visiting. If you ever need anything, please don't. @ bipolar Muslim addict, addicted to weed. I'm really acting like I'm not. Weed. I'm in love. I was here first, addicted to weed because it triggers my bipolar, guys. Yo, out of the ground into the sky, out of the sky into the dirt. Out of the ground, into the sky, out of the sky. Out of the ground, out of the ground, up in the sky, out of the sky, quit to the dead. Yo, I got 2 minutes. Hey, I'm gonna stop this at 1 hour, guys. Why? Because that's what you do when like you're like, again, the goddamn video is just like me acting up and being an idiot. So this is Dumb by Nirvana. I love this song, and so do you. Why? Because you do, right? Or you're going to, if you've not heard it. 2 chords. Well, I'm not like them, but I can pretend. The sun is gone, but I have a light. The day is done, and I'm having fun. Well, I think I'm done, maybe just happy.
This song I like
Think
it.
I'm just happy.
What's the name of this
Dumb,
song?
sweetie. My wife likes this song. I thought she was pissed because she's getting a headache with the music. My heart is broke and I have some blue. Help me in hell, mainly with you. We'll float around. I'll teach you how to play it. It's very easy. Then we'll come down. Have a hangover. 2 chords, E and C. Have a hangover. Have a hangover. I don't know the lyrics here, guys, but you don't need lyrics, right? Lyrics are highly overrated. As Kurt taught us. Sing your song, it's so sweet. Lesson learned, it's so cheap. Lesson learned, I'm alone. When alone, wake me up. I'm not like them, I can pretend.